You know, even with the charcoal, I don't think it tastes it. Oh, hey, we're back. I just love peanut butter. I think I would have eaten the crunchy next time. Anyway, so why are we back? That you're wondering. Colby made me. No, I'm just kidding. Um, no, we the same video where we had the coal and it turns into crystals and it's going on over there right now. I'm not a time traveler. It's still happening right this moment. Hopefully it's happening. Um, but there's another experiment I saw online, and actually there was a compilation of videos, and they're both like one after another. And that involves freezing a bottle of water um, instantly. You do this, he goes, wow, you have frozen water. Not sure when that would be useful as a skill, instant freezing water. Like, I don't know, Colby, what would that be useful for?
If you want a colder drink, I don't know.
Colby, you can't drink ice.
You can.
Agree to disagree. Anyway, we're going to try to instant freeze this water. Not about Fiji water, natural artisan water. Sounds pretty good. Because from what I've heard, it's really, really, really pure. And this water needs to be pretty pure. And actually, I don't want to smudge the sides. I have done this before, but it involved me sticking it in the freezer and waiting 30 minutes and hoping it got cold enough, and then, or 50 minutes sometimes. And I had to do it like 20, 30 times. So I'm not sure if this is going to work the first time. But to speed up the process, I know some people is like, this is a 50-minute video, I'm out. Look at the bottom, it's probably not a 50-minute video. If it is, something went wrong and we had to do it a few times. It's live, baby. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna submerge it in ice. I know you're asking, ice is not much colder than that most of the time. Well, we're gonna make it colder than that. We're gonna add a little bit of salt to it. Now, why am I adding salt? Not to make ice cream today. Someday we will make ice cream. It's fun. But by adding salt to the ice, it actually pulls the heat energy out of an object faster. It's an electrolyte or a conductor. It conducts the heat away. I always think of a conductor being like someone driving a train, you know, like with the hat and everything. Well, it's actually driving the heat train out of here and into there at a much faster rate, which means the ice is also going to melt a bit faster. So we want to make sure this, I hope I have enough ice in here to do this. I'm going to add the ice cream salt. It's just salt. Not much different than normal salt. But then we're also going to add a little bit of normal salt because it has better contact with the ice. It sticks a little better because there's really small grains. I'm not adding too much though. If we add too much, this might happen too quickly. We don't want that. All right. Now, normally you wear gloves to do this, but I'm just going to do it really quickly. The reason being is you don't want to burn your hands. Please cold burn hands because the temperature, I've seen the temperature get almost down to, what about negative 18 degrees using this process. Okay, it's already sticking to the side of the bowl and my hands. All right, let's submerge this in here. Let's spare our bottle of water as much as we can. You know what? I'm not sure if there's enough ice. Colby, follow me. Let's try to make sure we have ice. Look at the bottom. You can kind of see it's already freezing. The air around it, it's already freezing to it. So it's much colder than zero already on the bottom. Now that's enough that I left to me. Ignore the mess. We're going to do the dishes. Miss McLeod. Another thing is, when it comes to freezing water, it usually stops at 0 degrees and doesn't get colder. That's because during a phase change, the change from one state to another, like a liquid to a gas or a gas to a solid or vice versa, all the energy is going into that transfer, into that change. Now, in this situation, we're able to bring the water a little bit colder than that because of the addition of salt. This is why the oceans don't freeze, right? Oceans around the Arctic. The fresh water in the ocean freezes, but the water, the rest of the water, can be much colder than zero and still stay as water. That's because we have what's called brine. Salt, water. That's the fancy word for that is brine. That's kind of what we're creating here. Okay, hopefully that's enough. We're just about out of ice anyway. And my hands are so cold. Okay, I'm gonna put a little more salt on top of it. Hey, Gregory. By the way, that's Sir Gregory Cumberbatch. Love the name. Or Gregory for short. Don't call him Greg though. I'll scratch your face out. Alright, so here we go. Got that. I'm gonna put a little bit more salt in there. Kobe, you got your phone available? Can we set a timer with your phone? Set it for, I don't know. How about 3 minutes?
3.
Yeah, we'll check in 3 minutes. Might be longer than that. We got time. We got time. All right, mix it up a little more. All right, so we're trying to get this as cold as possible, as quickly as possible. All right, we'll set it over here for right now. Okay, so what do we do now? What do we do? Well, Kobe's gonna set the timer. I'll just set it over here off to the side. All right, rock, paper, scissors.
Hold up, I think I did it for 3 hours.
Yeah,
Heh.
a little too long. There we go. All right, so rock, paper, scissors. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom.
Dang it.
2 out of 3.
Yes.
1. Oh, we're way off. Where does it go? 1, 2, 3. Where does it go? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Kobe wins. That means you get to run around the house on fire. No.
Wait, what?
What else can we do? Arm wrestle? Okay, now remember, this is my channel, so I have to win. Let's move the timer out of the way. We actually, if you guys look underneath the table real quick, I'm not going to cheat or anything. We actually sawed the leg out of this at some point. I'm not sure why we did it. I'm sure, but the table's really unstable, so this arm wrestling contest might end up in catastrophe. You ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Mouse. No.
By the way, that's the sound of Colby's arm breaking, not the table. Oh my god, that's on its last leg. Get it?
Wiggle,
Yeah.
wiggle, wiggle.
Okay, we don't want to break it because I want to be able to put this back up there. All right. What else? Oh,
Halfway there.
way to amazing. All right, so I'm gonna set this there. Reducing vibrations. I'll bring this out another time for a longer period. We're actually in the process of building aluminum can version of this. This is what's known as a Stirling engine. Sorry, we lost the stream for a second. Anyway, waiting for ice or water or ice water. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't just freeze while we're waiting. We have about 34 seconds. 34 seconds, I'm going to explain what this is. Then we're going to check the water. Stirling engine. There's a little air pocket in here. There's a little plunger that goes back and forth, right? You see that right there? As we add heat to this, it causes an expansion. Boom. This is also what's known as like an imperfect Carnot engine. Okay, as it expands, it pushes this out, this drive out. But then what happens is, well, it pulls in some cooler air. When it pulls in cooler air, it wants to, the air it doesn't pull in cooler air, it gets colder, the air inside, because it has more space. What happens is it collapses. Boom. And let's kill that real quick. And as long as we can keep feeding heat into the system, this cycle is going to keep repeating. And if you guys are in AP2, we've covered this. The Carnot engine, it's like a little, when you look at a pressure volume graph of a gas, you get like this weird rectangle. And we'll go into that later. Anyway, we'll test the bottle real quick. I'm pretty sure it's not ready at this point. Want to give it 2 more minutes?
Bottom of the bowl.
It's very frozen, yes. That salt is really effective at making things really, really, really cold really quickly. All right, 2 more minutes. All right, let's start this Conrad engine while we wait. Okay, so there's always keep a blowtorch in the living room, don't you? And normally I wear goggles. Don't do this at home. This is the fundamental thing I want to say. Fire cardboard bad, but if I can get it just right, we can avoid the. Okay, so get a little flame. Now, by the way, this is burning kerosene. We are in a closed room. Colby, you want to open the window back there real quick? I also don't want to set off the fire alarm. Smoke alarm. There we go. Now let's get this thing going here. Well, maybe it doesn't want to. Usually right now. Let's get him out here. Go, Conrad engine, go. Did we break it earlier? Or are we doing
Overheating it?
Yeah, we really overheated this. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to bump up the heat a little bit. Aw, isn't that cute? Nice little engine. Well, we still got a little bit, so let's make it go really fast. Okay, it's currently vibrating the entire table. It's starting to move. All right. Look how fast it's moving. Now on the camera, you might not actually see how fast it's going because it does skip frames and it looks like it's moving slower than it really is. But man, it was just cooking.
Yeah, it's picking it up pretty well.
All right. Well, let's get this out of the way. Let's check our ice. Like I said, we'll do a whole nother set of videos on the Conrad engine, and also we'll bring in the ones we're building out of aluminum cans. Eventually, I want to use 10 cans because they do work a little better, though. All right.
Keeps trying to relight.
Shush. You stay there. All right. Oh, do you want to set this on the windowsill? Actually?
Yeah.
Just don't hold it from the bottom. It might be hot.
Here, set it on the table. We'll pick it up where you're holding it.
There you go. Cool. All right. Hopefully, there's enough. Just really careful. Hopefully, this is cold enough now. So the ice off. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, drop. Nothing. Okay, put it back in. I feel like it's not buried enough. All right, so we'll wait for a couple more minutes. See if we can get this to freeze. Okay. Okay, it's definitely cold. It's just not cold enough. All right. You can see the ice is melting really quickly because of that transfer of energy. All right, so what now? How about? Well, I can just tell you what some of the things that we're up to while we wait. Colby, what are some of the things we've been working on? So I'll tell you, and then I make Colby do it.
Well, again, we're building our own Stirling engines.
Yeah. Ping pong ball launcher. We did a whole bunch of videos, and including igniting gasoline with by shooting a spike through what was it, a 2 liter bottle full of gasoline over lit candles. That was fun. You'll see that soon once we can get it edited. Had to get a new computer, so editing's a little slow. What else? And we also did a lot of that. I mean, Colby did a ton with that. He was like blasting
Water balloons.
water balloons. Hey, by the way, don't ever put gasoline in a balloon. Why is that, Colby?
Because it eats the balloon.
Yes, we're sitting there in our hands and we're like, there's gasoline eating at the tops, and we're like, no, and it's like we're like trying to figure out why it's so hard to tie off the balloon because the top keeps breaking off, and then we're like, it's the gasoline, obviously, and yeah, that didn't work. Another thing, what we tried putting limonene in there. No, it wasn't limonene. We were trying to fill it with. No, it was limonene.
No, we thought about putting in limonene, but then we came to the realization
That
that
it eats rubber.
Eats rubber.
That's one of the cool tricks of limonene. So that idea as well. What else were we doing? Oh, Rubens tube. We built a Rubens tube, big flame tube, have music coming in and out. We're working on a pyro board. We want to do an entire video of nothing but waves. We're trying to do like the vibrating salt table. You ever seen those? It vibrates. Well, we're doing one of those. A vibrating string on a motor. I gotta get some Arduino motors together to do that. And then of course the 2-dimensional pyro board. That we're probably the closest to doing out of all those other things, because yeah, we had to find ducting. And if you know, like in the movies where like there's a guy crawling through the ducts with the T, like in Die Hard. I had to look them up that way. I was like, I needed boxes that were made out of metal that were large enough to do that, and I didn't know what they were called. And I kept just typing in square ducting, and that didn't come up. Anyway, we found it finally. And so come payday, big power board. It's gonna be fun. Need speakers too. All right, let's see. I hear the quick little crackle of ice melting. What could we do now? We could, well, we could sit back and relax. Is there a way to pause the video?
It's live.
But could you pause the live video and then come back? Is that an option? No? There's nothing on the screen that you can see?
No.
Well, that's silly.
We can respond to all the comments we're getting.
We're getting comments?
No, not at all. I was gonna make cricket noises.
You're terrible. I was excited for like 2 seconds. So excited. What is it? It's like people sleep after 10:30 or something. I should be sleeping. Maybe I should take a nap while we wait. So, well, this isn't currently working. Or it is, and we just don't know it yet. I feel like, you know what we should have done? We should have kept the bottle in the freezer for a while, and then started with hitting it on the table. Or started with the ice after that. Like speeding up the process. And I feel like we would need a bucket full more ice. This is the scientific process right here, right? It fails, and then we spend a while trying to figure out what the heck went wrong in the process of that. Yeah. Does it tell you if anybody's watching the video?
So far, 0.
So far, 0. All right. You call yourself fans. Just kidding. Don't go away, please. I had a student ask me about merchandise the other day. He said, "Hey, where's the merchandise?" And I was like, "T-shirts? We need a logo, though, right?"
Yeah.
I guess it'd be like some really goofy-looking guy wearing a lab coat. But then people will be like,
we have to drop cartoon versions of ourselves.
It's true. But Professor Doofenshmirtz looks like that, so it's like we have to not accidentally make me look like that, because I've been compared to that before. Also been called Dr. Evil. He's not very good looking either. I don't mind being Dr. Evil.
Well, the way you're sitting in that Draco, it looks like Dr. Evil.
I need a cat. Gregory!
No, he's
Sir
not.
Gregory!
Gregory's not naked enough.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know.
it's gotta be a naked cat, right?
Yeah.
Naked cat named Fluffy.
No, it was Mr. Wiggles or something.
Mr. Wiggles.
Yeah, wasn't it from Austin Powers?
Maybe. Oh, that. Yeah. Naked Cat and his son Scott. Hey, my
Yeah.
son's name's Scott. It's meant to be. Yeah, I need like a giant ring on my finger. So like the kingpin at the same time.
And Kane. Right
Kane,
there.
yeah.
A giant fur coat.
We do play video games, guys. We've been playing Fallout Beta, sort of. You know, the 4 hours they gave us to play it. It's funny when you have a video game and you know you have like all the time in the world to play it. You do every single thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this mission and that mission. I saw I had 4 hours, and I pretty much ran out of the vault like I was on fire, and I was just like, jump down the hill, and Colby's like, but Scott, there's things over there you can get, and I'm like, no, just keep running. I want to see as much as I can before it's over. And I just ran around like a maniac, and I decided that I would punch everything in the game. No weapons, just straight fist to face, and I made myself extremely overweight. So if you ever play video games and you ever play Fallout and you have an extremely overweight guy with a goatee punching things, it could be me. It could be Scott's a nerd. That doesn't represent me. I'm not an overweight guy who punches things.
And his name's gonna be Steve.
Oh, I chose Steve the Pirate, didn't I? Yeah, Steve the Pirate. That was fun. Yeah. If you guys ever watch Dodgeball, Steve the Pirate. It's a good name to pick. Yeah, so let's try our water. God, no, like small talk. Okay, 3, 2, 1, bam! Where's your fingers? Nothing happened. You know what? I hit this water bottle. We're no longer friends. Okay, let's do this, Colby. Let's put this in the freezer with our other experiments and come back to it. No, don't come back to it tomorrow. We'll come back into it in like, I don't know, what do you think, 10 minutes?
Sure.
Right.
So far we've been doing about 22 minutes.
This has been a 22-minute video?
Yep.
How's that possible?
I don't know, we've been live for 23 minutes now.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, let me show you some stuff we 3D print. Pikachu missing an ear. See, I 3D print things and then kids break them. It's the fun of having children. Anyway, Pikachu. We figured out how to sand 3D prints, and so it's actually really smooth. Pikachu likes belly rubs anyway. Goku, sort of. You see his face got mangled. I've since learned how to print better versions of this. Random rocket tubes. Oh yeah, this is our favorite. Okay, Bob the Skull, right? 3D printed.
You may have seen them in previous videos.
He failed partway through the print, and I unplugged the power on accident, and 3D printers can't remember what they're doing, so we ended up with a half-faced Bob the Skull. To be or not to be. Anyway, that's Bob the Skull. I let the kids play with them. They love skulls. Here's your book. They'll be nice to books, and they'll be nice to you. This is our incredibly messy garage. You guys have seen it a bunch of times. It's because we're doing these projects constantly that we destroy the garage.
See, we got our saws over there that we're constantly sawing
We
with.
usually have tables, but we've since used the tables for other projects. So eventually the tables will come back and be actually used for the saws. And we acquired a bunch of stuff. My wife's grandmother died, and we ended up doing that.
There's our other experiments, just to show that we're still, they're still going.
And that time is time. What's another thing we can play with? Oh, we got this.
Yeah, but anyone that sees this video, if you want to pitch us some money, then hey, we could get more storage.
We decided to make our own iron filings. We ground up a bunch of nails using a sharpening tool. And yeah, that's cool. We'll use that for something eventually. I have my death laser, which is incredibly bright and currently is mostly dead. If we had a new battery in it, it would like melt that plastic and light stuff on fire. It needs new batteries. What else do we have? Soldering iron. We were doing a lot with robotics for a little while. Oh, I've got my, where is it? lead blower that works as a, you put a roll of toilet paper on though, and surprise your friends. And it unfortunately unrolls a roll of toilet paper in about like 3 seconds. So you have like 3 seconds to go and unrolls like hundreds of feet of toilet paper. This is part of a project I was working on that we're going to get back to working on. The duct tape was just a quick thing. Where we're taking a tank chassis and some motors and basically developing a robot that I can raise and lower the front of this with intentionally and rotate. So just 2 motors, pretty simple to put together actually. And I want loudspeakers on each side, ones that play like dun, da, 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 Washington Post, da, 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 da. And I just want to terrify people as I roll into a room and unload toilet paper. Now, like I said, 3 seconds of toilet paper up here, not very good. So we'll make videos for all this as we go through it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take like a coat hanger and build like an entire really long arm along here that's attached to the base here. And then as this rotates back and forth at a very slow speed, which we can control, if you have remote control, it will hit 5 separate rolls of toilet paper, therefore covering an entire room in toilet paper. And what's cool is the motors I have for this robot, in fact, rotate at about 50,000 RPM. This thing can really move, so when the person comes running out wanting to drop kick our robot, it can hopefully get away. I think the hardest part of this whole build is, well, 3D printing some of the parts, but the second thing is going to be getting a camera on here stable and able to see all the action. That's a goal eventually. Yeah, so you get a bunch of extra stuff today because we can't get the stupid video to work. What's the other thing? Well, here's a preview of a video we're going to do. We got limonene. So yes, if you sat around for 22 minutes waiting for this video to do what it's supposed to, you get to see something a little extra. So limonene is...
Oh, we're at 28 minutes now, by the way.
28 minutes, so you were extra special for hanging on and watching this video. Limonene's in here. I'll put some goggles on. What limonene is it's basically like taking a bunch of orange peels, squishing them, and getting the little bit of orange peel oil out of them. And what I did is I went online and I bought like 12 bottles of the stuff, the pure stuff, pure limonene. Okay, D-limonene, there it is. It's a cleaner, and they use it to get rid of grease off of things, but it is amazingly cool for other things, like the fact that it instantly pops balloons. It undergoes a chemical reaction on contact with rubber and dissolves the rubber on contact. By the way, before I say anything else, there's Frieza throwing his attack at Goku. That was one of my favorite 3D prints so far. Still gotta sand it though. He lost a couple fingers in the fight though. That's why you don't mess with Goku. Alright. So we got this. We got our little...
That one don't work.
Of course it does. We'll use this one then. Alright, let's head outside for a second. And hopefully when we come back, the water will be cold enough to prove that works or doesn't work. Like I said, it's a really hard one to pull off. Well, this...
Oh, it also works as a really good weed killer. That's a weed I've sprayed in the past.
Yeah, it instantly, like within an hour or two, it kills weeds right away. This needs a lighter. It's just a gas tank.
Oh. Well, we got those matches.
Oh yeah, let's light it with a match. All right.
Look at this teamwork.
Teamwork. I'm part of the TM. Oh, I'm stepping on rocks barefoot. Okay, so I always wear my lab coat without shoes. No way. Okay, apparently I broke the thing in half. Let's just fill the area full of gas as much as possible before we ignite this. That sounds like fun. There we go. Alright, so this is the good part. Okay, let's get away from the dry grass. Okay, so this is full of limonene. It sprays out like that. Let's make it a little more focused so I don't catch myself on fire. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Is that blinding out the camera?
Yeah, I mean, you get a really cool red flame after it focuses, but...
Focus? Okay. So yes, it's also incredibly flammable. Makes an excellent flamethrower. Let's do it sideways. Pretty awesome, right? And actually, if we get a finer stream, we can shoot it across like really far distances. What's cool though is this stuff by itself is not at all flammable. It only is flammable when it's aerosol like this. And you get these, you see those little sparks? Can you pick that up on the camera?
A little bit.
See the little sparks coming off of it? Yeah, like a sparkler, but also like a flamethrower at the same time. And it gives off like this sort of charcoal black smoke, which is like, and the reason it's black like that is it's carbon based. It's just carbon coming off of it. Okay, now that we're done with fire, like I said, we have a whole video series dedicated to the flamethrowers that we're working on. So we got lots of time needed to do these, but wait till summer, we'll be able to just do these things. You know, because I got a job, got to teach physics. Now we can fire. Let's see if we have ice.
Door.
Who's the door's got? Oh, okay. Before that, let's see if there's anything else in here that's cool and interesting. Oh, well, those of you guys who don't know, I'm also a former U.S. Marine, and I was in the U.S. Army. Well, Army National Guard, but the Army, I was active the whole time. I was in, so 10 years active military. Hey, so I know a lot about different things. I also speak fluent Arabic. I'm speaking a little too fast, a little jumbled there, but meaning I was an Arabic translator. And that was like at the end. I was infantry and then a truck driver, did all sorts of other stuff. But yeah, cool. What's funny is like the greatest award I have in all my things. I have like combat awards. I have lots of ribbons and medals and all that. But this is the one. When you go over the equator and you're in the Navy or the Marines, I was in the Marines at the time, you get this award that basically is signed by Davy Jones and ruler of the sea Neptune, King Neptune, and the captain of the ship, saying that you have been promoted to a shellback. You're no longer a polywog, and you have full. So I like to put this up and make it look like it's like this important like award. And anyone that you got to give credit to anyone that looks really close and realizes that it's signed by Sir Davy Jones, of dead guy at the bottom of the sea who collects dead people, and it's signed by King Neptune, and Triton. There's like Neptune, Triton, and Davy Jones in this. Anyway, it's an old Navy tradition, and it ended up all wrinkled in a box, and so I framed it that way so it looks like some really ancient old text that's super important. But it's just the funniest thing. I have a card in my wallet too. You pull it out and it says, "I crossed the equator." I crossed it twice actually, and you get promoted again, and you get called a golden shellback. I'm not sure if there's a platinum shellback. When you're like you get flyer miles for through a airplane vendor or whatever. Anyway, let's check the ice, the water. Hopefully the ice, but the water right now. All right, this is our stage for half our videos.
Ping pong ball launcher.
Yeah. Here's the Mylar we use for bursting the ping pong ball launcher. Also a heat shield, different things. Like this is just full of things. I have lots of chemicals in there, and then I have an entire chemical setup back there behind the my old school's telescope. I gotta get back, but I keep an assortment of chemistry equipment, including a distillation kit I have back here on the desk. This was super organized at one point, but what ended up happening is we got a whole bunch of stuff, moved everything, and then left everything half moved all over the floor. Oh, and my favorite, Piggy. All right, so let's see what we got here. Excuse me, laser. I need to buy the batteries for that and bring it to school and play with it. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, Colby, ready? Oh,
Did it freeze?
it froze solid. No, no. That means we're close to making it work.
It worked.
Oh, now it froze solid. Just doing that finished it off. Well, You watched this video to see a couple interesting things and watch me kind of show off my mess. I guess we'll have to come back and do this another time.
Basically, if you stuck with us for the 36 minutes, then you kind of were just hanging out with me and Scott.
Yeah, you were hanging out with me. Anyway, as you can see, it is actually frozen. Okay, I feel like we would have. Oh man, what do you think? Like 20 minutes would have been good.
Yeah, probably.
20 minutes. Okay, we'll try 20 minutes next time. Or I'll look it up, and I'm sure somebody. Look at this. We spin it. The ice doesn't rotate, but the bottle rotates. Can you see that on there?
A little bit. You mostly see the.
How about against the light?
No. All just looks frozen.
Oh. Well, yeah. Right now the bottle's spinning, but the ice is just kind of floating. Anyway, well, Scott's a nerd. Unfortunately, I mean, it is science, but it wasn't the science we're going for. We'll come back to you with this another time. Probably tomorrow. You know what we'll do next time? We'll use like 5 bottles of water and do them all at different times. Be more scientific about it. All right, well, check in with us tomorrow when we try to figure out if this thing really produces diamonds. I really doubt it. But if it does, that'd be awesome. All right, so peace out. Say bye, Colby.
Bye, Colby. Never gets old. Later, people.